not fighting, begging, or pleading specific person to come back. That's not a part of this. And if you're already doing that, I suggest you stop now. Stop it. That's not going to bring back the version of them you want. It will bring back, if it brings them back at all, a half-assed version that will probably leave again. Limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy, Hbics. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? I hope you're all doing fabulous. I hope you're choosing to be the versions of yourself that have exactly what you want. It is a rainy, miserable Saturday. And I don't normally record on the weekends because we're usually busy doing stuff, but it's so crappy out. We're home. He's upstairs taking a nap. I'm doing laundry. And this overwhelming feeling came within that I think I need to make this video. I feel like I made a video about this maybe a long time ago in the early days of the channel. We need a little updated one. And it's about manifesting a specific person when you are hurting. When you are still feeling the pain of possibly a breakup, or what we call over here a solo vacation. Or perhaps you're hurting because there's a fear of you're never going to manifest love. Or that love has always, ran away from you. Maybe there isn't someone specific you're manifesting. You're just in fear that it's never going to happen for you. So if you can identify or resonate with any of that, this is the video for you. Let me just quickly say that if you want to work with me in any way, shape, or form, or connect with me any way, shape, or form, all of that information is in my Dropbox below. It is in the screens that just went by as well. I have multiple channel memberships on this channel, including my VIP Advanced Manifestors group. That's the group where we deep dive manifestation and deepen our knowledge, expand our awareness, so that when we are experiencing doubt, fear, hurt, we realize that we don't have to be afraid of anything. The more knowledge, the more understanding, the more experience you have, the less fear you live from in reality. So that's the group that we deep dive. From there, the advanced manifestors, they have access to all of the channel memberships, including all of the channel membership replays. That's why I talk about that group the most, because it's the more bang for your buck, truthfully. And what it means is, if you join that group, is you go live with me in a Zoom call 3 times a week outside of the public live. Those 3 Zoom calls hanging out with this hoe 3 times a week. My other channel, Kimberly's Other Life, you could join me over there if you just want to hang out with me. Just want to be my friend outside of manifestation, well then join me over there. And to all of you that have subscribed and stuck around on both of my channels, thank you very much for being here. If you're new, yeah, I'm a little obsessed with getting what I want in manifestation. I love it. I can't talk about it enough. I can't read about it enough. I can't listen to things about it enough. I love it. I love reality creation, right? Because we're not really creating anything. We're just becoming aware of what already is. And if you're interested in that vibes with you and you can hang out with this sassy chick, well, I would love for you to subscribe and come back and see me. And if you do subscribe, please let me know in the comments below, because I don't always get told, okay? I myself have experienced manifesting a specific person when I was hurting. And I know it sucks. Especially if you are someone that's actually manifesting a specific person. You have someone in mind. Maybe you're in that fresh breakup. If you relate to that, I want you to know I've lived it. If you are new to my channel and haven't watched my other content, I have literally lived the heartbreak, the breakups, and then manifesting Hbic and all of that. That roller coaster. Been there, done that. So I feel I have a little authority in talking on this subject. So first of all, let me just start the video with letting you know, yes, you can manifest your person back. Yes, you can. I've done it. Okay? I've done it more than once, hence the breakups. You can too. Now, for some of you, you might want to start this journey thinking, hey, I think I'm going to move on from a specific person. That is okay too. Even if you're still reeling from the pain of the relationship with that other person, you can still manifest too. And you will bring in someone new. You will. It will happen for you. Those of you manifesting a specific person, you're probably going to begin bringing in other people, which we would refer to as BBLs, birds before land. And they're just people showing up, doing exactly what you want a specific person to do. They're probably going to start coming into your world as you are applying, or the way I look at it, deciding to be a new version of yourself. But we got to start with the pain first. When we are hurting, when we are broken, oh my God, I feel for you if you are living that right now. I understand. And I promise this moment in linear time, I always do this, it's in horizontal linear time. It is brief. I know it doesn't feel brief. And I'm sure there's a fear that it's going to take forever. It's going to take a long time. It doesn't have to. And when I say this time is brief, oh my God, it's brief. And you know what? The way my breakups went, I learned and leveled up like crazy leaps and bounds in my own expanding awareness. I learned a lot during those times because clearly being hurt sucked, and I had a lot of new extra time on my hands. And after I was over the part where I doubted manifestation, thought about giving up on manifestation altogether, questioned if it was fake, all that stuff, those thoughts are normal if you're having them. I assure you, it is not fake, and you are really manifesting your reality. It's real, it works. So if you're having those thoughts, again, they're normal, but let me just reassure you, this shit works. But I took that time, once I was over that part, and really started deep diving more on manifestation again, rereading things that I'd already read, and my God, did I learn things and level up and change my game and change how I applied what I was learning on conscious manifestation. So I will tell you, you might feel like right now this time is terrible and that you couldn't even conceive the idea that you might look back on it as a favorable. But I will tell you, I do. I am at that place in my journey that I look back and can see with that 2020 hindsight vision that it was not a waste of my time. Yes, it sucked. Yeah, it hurt. And yeah, I wanted to be out of it as fast as possible. But I learned so much and leveled up so much that what I manifested from there and from there and from there, because there was more than one solo vacation, if you're new to my channel, that I don't and I wouldn't go back and change any of it. I wouldn't. And yes, those moments hurt, but again, what I got out of it and what I manifested after those times was life-changing. Life-changing. So I think it would help you if you started entertaining that thought that this time is not a coincidence, right? This manifestation of something shitty in your life is not a coincidence. It's not an accident. It is a reflection of who you used to be. And I word it as in past tense, you used to be, because when we're manifesting anything, the core of what you're doing is coming into the knowledge of who you really are, coming into that full understanding that you are pure, unadulterated consciousness, God, universe, whatever you want to call that, source. That's who you really are. That's your true nature. So once we're in that understanding and then knowing we are choosing versions of ourselves, we want to look at the self that's experiencing the heartbreak as an old self. Not because there's a negative connotation around hurting or having a breakup, just that, no, we're choosing differently for ourselves now. We're on to getting what we want. And so the idea is we want to start identifying as a self that is living his or her best life. And that best life includes you being in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. I'm assuming that's what you're manifesting if you're watching this video. So right now, that reality or that version of yourself might feel and look a million miles away. It felt a million miles away for me too. But with you daily practicing this and keeping some things in mind, your feelings are valid. You're not a bad manifester or a bad person because you're hurting right now. Feelings are always valid. But you're hurting because right now, in this moment, you are believing in separation. Probably feeling like you don't control reality. You might even be angry with whatever you believe is within you as consciousness, God, universe, because I was too. I did a lot of blaming during my time. Not proud of that. I own it though. So if you're feeling hopeless, hurt, maybe even angry or resentful to your specific person, if that's how you're feeling, we have to start entertaining the idea of seeing our specific person a little bit differently, while at the same time knowing you're not wrong for how you feel. But think about it from this perspective. Keeping our eyes focused on the version of our specific person that hurt us, staying in that anger, staying in that resentment, probably having moments imagining, maybe telling them off. That's not going to serve you, and it will keep you in a reality that you do not want to be in. I'm not saying that to limit you or scare you. I'm saying reality creation, manifestation, it is what it is kind of a thing. Life works in a it is what it is kind of fashion. Who you believe you sincerely are, who your identity is, what identity you're choosing for yourself matters. And the identity you're choosing is the reason why you're experiencing things that you might like or dislike in reality. It's a reflection. It's always a reflection. There are no exceptions. This is why I said earlier in the video that it's not a coincidence you're having this moment. But this video isn't about blaming and shaming. We don't beat ourselves up for manifesting unfavorable things. At the same time, you do want to be easy on yourself and give yourself a little time to get the tears out, get the feelings out. But I promise you, this is not your permanent place. And if you want your person back, it is absolutely something you can do. Absolutely, unequivocally, it is something you can do if you want that. But if you're someone that it hurts too much to even think of your specific person, maybe when you are, coming up with the ideas of maybe a visualization, maybe you're scripting, maybe you've been affirming, trying to manifest your person back, and maybe old memories are coming into your mind, good memories, maybe good memories, and they hurt. That's who I was. Good past memories of my SP back then used to crush me. But it crushed me because I was identifying as the self that didn't have the relationship anymore. My faith, my belief, my trust was in a 3D reality that I didn't want to be in anymore. I believed with all my heart and passion that I was living a life, living it from a breakup. So my faith, my trust, my awareness was on the reality of not having. It's probably where yours is too, especially if you're still hurting. Now, I know painful experiences, they fucking feel real. Very real. My advice to you is don't force yourself to do any manifestation techniques when you're not up to it. When you're just too overwhelmed and hurt, take the break. You're not stopping the momentum. You're not stopping the manifestation. You're not hurting anything. You're having a human moment, and you're here to experience human things. So let yourself have the moment. Don't try to deny what you're feeling on the inside. Don't push emotions and feelings down. That's the last thing we want to do. But what helped me was trying to remember that nothing is happening out of coincidence. And I know manifestation works. I might not like how it's working right now in this moment, and you might not either, right? That's how I felt back then. But that's okay. If you keep returning to that mental conscious decision that you're in a new reality, it is undeniable, no exceptions, that reality will reflect. So if we know those basic things in the background, that would sometimes make me feel better when I was really hurting and really believing in the separation from reality and my person. And it's very important for you to understand you are not separate from reality. Reality is not necessarily outside of you. It's projecting through you. If that made sense. It's moving through you. So it's you projecting out. Or sometimes it's worded as the outside is reflecting back. So it is not a mistake what you're experiencing, and it's certainly not permanent. It is just a reflection. So we understand that, right? Reality must reflect. So if it must reflect, if we start entertaining the idea of being a new version of yourself, being in the reality where you are in that relationship that you want to be in, then reality must reflect that. So when good memories are coming up that maybe hurt, or maybe just memories of the official breakup are coming in, so they hurt, and it pulls you right out of that new self, right? That state of being the new self. If you get pulled out like I used to get pulled out, it was too painful to think of a specific person, then don't. Then don't. Let's take a break from giving any focus and attention to a specific person. This is my advice to you. I am not saying it's a requirement. For any of you that are newer to manifestation, if you think taking any focus or attention off your person will stop the universe or stop God from bringing in the right person, I assure you it won't. Because you are that universe. You are that God. That's what your consciousness is. I'm sure every time I say SP, specific person, you automatically have a reference or a thought about your specific person. So make no mistake, it'll bring you the right person. But again, if you're being pulled out because the memories are painful, you're thinking from the placement of feeling separate or believing you're separate from your person, from reality, and you're not. So because it's pulling you out and it's hurting, we drop the focus of your person. I am in one of my chosen moments of seclusion, solo vacations, or time in seclusion, I used a placeholder. In other times, I didn't. I tried to muscle through those hurtful moments. By muscle through, I mean, I would allow myself to cry. And I have always allowed that. Just want to really make that clear. So if you're afraid all your crying or being upset is going to hurt things, it won't. Didn't stop me from getting what I want. It ain't going to stop you. But I would allow myself to get those friggin' tears out. Get the hurt. Get that moment over with. And listen, there were times where all I did was pick up my phone to distract me from that moment, from that thought, from that memory. You can do that too. It's okay to do that. Listen, the goal here is to just get yourself in a new habit of embodying or thinking as being in your new reality. So if something is consistently pulling you out from it, like thinking of SP, we take a break from thinking of SP. In those moments, make that conscious decision. You might even have to say to yourself, no, I'm not thinking about him or her right now. Because the goal here is we want to think about you. We want to think about the reality you really want to be in. This is where we are stepping into our authority as who we are, utilizing our free will to choose what version of ourselves we want to be, and living our life as that new version, and understanding that everything we're experiencing, even that damn breakup, is a part of the unfolding that brings you the relationship you want to be in. And the more time you are spending thinking from the reality you want to be in, or thinking, living, embodying from the self that has the desire, the faster you're going to get that relationship back. Remember what I said, that reality creation or manifestation really is and is what it is kind of scenario. This is what I'm referring to. If you really wholeheartedly believe in the reality you don't want to be in, it is what it is. That's the reality we're going to be in. Your imagination is your crystal ball. It's your magic wand. So use your magic by using your imagination for the things you want, like the reality where you have whatever you want. Again, you don't have to think specifically about your person in order to think or imagine the version of you who's happy and living his or her best life. You don't. You have to remember you are a multidimensional being. And if it helps you to think of it as this, like a concept of your higher self knows exactly who you want and knows exactly how to give it to you. And every decision you make from that point on will be connected to you getting that relationship if you are continuously working from the reality of having it, which means breaking out of the habit of believing you are in the reality of the not having. So how do we do that? We stop. We don't have to be perfect. So yes, I said stop. However, I meant what I said about not having to be perfect. It's building a new habit. It's not perfection. We stop responding, reacting, believing in the reality we no longer want to be in. I sincerely don't give a rat's ass if your specific person literally said, I never want to see you again. I never want to talk to you again. I don't want to be with you, bitch. I don't care. I don't care how firm they said it. They have no free will to deny what you want or to deny you. But again, notice there's a lot of repetition here, a lot of repeating. We got to get away from the version of them that doesn't want to be with you and put our focus on a version that does, because that version exists. All realities, all versions of self, infinity exists. And your beautiful imagination is the tool or the vehicle to reality surf, reality hop, quantum leap, quantum jump. Your awareness, your imagination, that's the magical wand, crystal ball. What are other magical words? That's the key. That's the tool. Stop resonating. Stop believing. Stop trusting in an old reality that we want to leave. Breaking out of the habit of being or believing that you are in a reality you don't want to be in. That's really all it takes. It's all it takes. Your awareness, your focus, your attention, getting into your imagination and looking through the eyes of your new self. And it's so simplistic to get there. It's so easy, but I know it doesn't feel easy. And that is only because you were believing in the world self, the self that seems to be living in a 3D reality that we don't like. You're just really tethered tightly to it. We got to cut through those tethers. And we can do it simply by moving our focus. I always refer to over here as the new self reality, the reality we want to be in. And I always put it over here as the reality we don't want to be in out of habit. I didn't think it was going to be quick. I didn't think it was going to be easy either. So if you're afraid of giving your full self to this, I understand. Oh my God, did I doubt? I doubted. I cried daily. And one of those solo vacations, I cried every damn day. Even when I was starting to feel better, there would be at least one tear moment throughout my day. So if you're like me, I'm a very highly emotional person. It's okay. It's not going to stop you from manifesting. You are a perfect being. You are emotional for a reason. Because in universe or God's eyes, which you are perfect. Your true nature is unconditional love. So is your specific person's. The hurt is coming from the place of you believing you are in a reality where you're being rejected. And that has everything to do with your old identity. And we don't have to waste any time trying to fix the old identity. Just like we want to untether ourselves from a reality we don't want to be in, think of it as untethering yourself or unzipping your old self right on off of you as you step into new self. You are doing it with your imagination, and you don't need to bring the focus to your specific person yet to get there. Simply you asking yourself, what would life be like if I was living everything I've ever wanted, if I had my love relationship? Because there is a version of you that does. There is a reality that must exist where you are living that life. And your ability to get there is through the imagination. And you notice I'm really not hammering on techniques because they don't matter. You can do any technique you want. All techniques are getting you to utilize your imagination. We needn't create outer conditions, as these are merely reflections of our identity and its beliefs. Change your identity viewpoint and the whole backdrop of reality changes. Sure, you can change circumstances a little bit, but only within the limits of your viewpoint. In reality creation, then there are only three factors: infinity, which creates everything effortlessly and magically; planets, landscapes, bodies, the world self, a version of yourself, and the relationship between the two. I create reality, the motto of the New Age movement, is mostly spoken in the mistaken presupposition that there is separation between I and reality. And where this self-imposed separation is in place, an effort of personal will is necessary so that reality delivers, proves, makes happen. If you allow yourself to think in a more advanced mode, then you realize that the I that supposedly creates reality and reality itself are one and the same thing. In light of this, your reality creation practice not only becomes magically efficient, but concepts such as manifestation and waiting for a manifestation becomes silly, if not outright neurotic. You see, you can imagine whatever you want right now. And you can be willing to believe in what you imagine right now. And because you enjoy something as real right now and not in order to have it happen out there, infinity will reflect that vibration. Physical manifestation is not your business, but that of an infinity that is more efficient than world self. Those who are not aware of infinite self try to manipulate the outside as if it were something separate from them, waiting on some kind of evidence of improvement from out there equals being a slave to the out there, because one has forgotten that oneself is the cause of out there. We can't really create anything we view as separate from us. That's why the best things happen in life when we are not busy trying to get them. Magic will not fix it for you because you are that magic. You have to be the improvement you want to see in the world. There is no path to success or peace. Either you are that or you are not. The shortcut to creating reality or attracting your heart's desires is therefore being the version of yourself that is already experiencing that reality. Some readers might now be saying, okay, the method, technique, is acting as if. I got it. But acting as if something is real is still removed from simply being a reality. One is still presuming that something is not completely real. Rather than acting as if, try this. Reality creation is all about, I embody this new reality. And this goes alongside the acceptance of what is, of course. Once you enter a new reality and then fight apparent old things that come up, the fighting against implies that you still believe in that old reality. It is how you react to the old reality which determines how long it will take for your new identity to be reflected out there. Fighting what you don't want is the same thing as agreeing with a reality. Being without resistance resembles being like water. Water flows with what is, and it resists nothing. So nothing resists it, and it naturally and quickly flows to its destination without trying or needing. You see, it's not really about being perfect. You don't have to hold that above yourself, perfection. It's about allowing. It's about realizing you are that infinity. You are. And that infinite self, higher self, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, is what will take care of how you have your specific person back. Or if you're manifesting new love, it will take care of how it comes to you. All you have to concern yourself with right now is utilizing your imagination and stepping into that new version of yourself, seeing reality as the new reality. Not fighting, begging, or pleading specific person to come back. That's not a part of this. And if you're already doing that, I suggest you stop now. Stop it. That's not going to bring back the version of them you want. It will bring back, if it brings them back at all, a half-assed version that will probably leave again. We don't want that version. We need to let that version of them croak And I mean version croak, not actual death. But we need to get out of that reality. So there's no point in fighting, begging, or pleading a specific person. No point. Instead, anytime you have free time, be putting it in the new self, the new reality. It will work. You will have your love relationship back. Or again, if you're manifesting new love, you will have that relationship and it will be exactly what you have always ever wanted. I know that so confidently, so assuredly. Is that a word? I think that's a word. I know it and I say it to you with such conviction because I did it. I did it. And it's exactly what I got. What I always wanted. You can too. So to summarize today's video, I know it was a long one. If you're hurting, get the tears out, get the feelings, emotions out. Go ahead, let them out, release them. I did. And when you're ready, ask yourself what you want your life to look like, how you want to feel every day, and allow yourself to use your magic wand, your imagination, because remember, this is all about you. Imagine your new self or that new reality. This is not about forcing yourself to stay focused on a visualization. That's not what I mean. We think in pictures anyway. So if it would feel better to write it all down, write it down. Write down who you want to be. You can include anything and everything that you want to experience. And it's just using the imagination. It's like a child stepping in to the character of the toy they're playing with. I used an example the other day in a live stream and part of it in a video, and I'll use it again here. I used to love Molly Ringwald. I wanted to be her when I was little. And she had tons of movies, and I loved them all. And I had two particular favorites, 16 Candles and Pretty in Pink. In 16 Candles, she played Sam. In Pretty in Pink, she played Andy. Now, both movies were about, you know, unrequited love, that she always got that love by the end of the movie, though. You already know how your movie ends. It's you being with the person you want to be. Right now, that hurt you, the hurt version of you, the one that's hurting watching this video, the version of you that's in pain. You still believe that you are that character, Sam. You're still living as or embodying Sam from 16 Candles. You need to take your awareness, which is the power, the light. It's the real you. And put it into being Andy. Get out of Sam. Get out of 16 Candles. The movie's over. Okay? Be easy on yourself. This isn't about you imagining yourself with your person until that doesn't hurt to do anymore. For now, we're just imagining life as your new self, the Andy and Pretty in Pink. We're stepping into that new character you're playing. Your true self, that true essence that is you, is the paid actor, right? But so you're the Molly Ringwald. So it's time to step into your new role as Andy and Pretty in Pink. Say goodbye to Sam. It was like a great movie. You did a good job. You made lots of money off that movie. Time to come over to Pretty in Pink. You're going to make a lot more money. You're going to be a lot more happier in that new self. You might only step into your new role for moments and maybe fall right back out. This is the time to remember, whoops, I'm back into 16 Candles again. I'm back into Sam. I know reality will reflect me. I just got to go back to Andy and Pretty in Pink. Go back. Bring your focused awareness, your imagination back to the reality you want to be in. It will work. It will work flawlessly. And I've got over 1,100 videos confirming this, sharing nuggets on this. True manifestation, true reality creation is about your awareness, who you believe you are. It's all it is. That's all there is to it. So who are you right now? If you're still hurting, you're in 16 candles. Let it out, be easy on yourself, and then get your ass into pretty in pink. Okay? So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.